So today you join me in the Golf Place community. We're here in Dubai Hills. So we're on the golf course side of the community, and here we are in the midst of Golf Place 2. Golf Place 2 is just being handed over. There's a select few amounts of units that are still handing over. If you have a look behind me, just over there, you can see some of the 6-bedroom properties that are still yet to hand over. But we're here to see this beautiful property behind me. It's a D2, so that's a 5-bedroom plus maids property in Golf Place. What's great about this property is behind it, essentially you have a Greenbelt, so that's a landscaped area that goes all the way through the community. And you can see, I mean, this is going to be more apparent on the Rooftop Terrace, but you can see the downtown skyline, and at night that looks pretty spectacular. Or on a clear day, you can see directly to the Burj Khalifa. But coming back to the property, so if you have a look at the facade, so this is an elegant type. There are 3 types when you buy in Golf Place. So you've got the elegant, you've got the modern, and you've got the contemporary. These properties have just been handed over, so you just have to factor in that there's no landscaping done to these properties. It's ready for customization for owners to add their unique touches to these properties. Having a look at outside, firstly you'll notice on this side here you've got the gate and entrance to the property. Quite a grand entrance if you have a look over here. It's a larger door, the glass panels that go all the way up the staircase. And before we go inside, just have a look at this space. I mean, when you buy a property like this, you know, you're going to have a few vehicles that you want to keep covered. So you've got 3 covered spaces here, lovely green car there. And you've got 3 additional spaces here for uncovered parking. So let's go inside and have a look. I mean, even before getting into this space, again, no landscaping yet, but you could create quite a grand entrance. I mean, the layout of this property makes quite an impression as you step through the door. Number 1 is look up. You've got the double height ceiling, so you know, space feels much more open. As you walk through, you come directly into the living space, the dining space, what could be a formal dining space as well. I mean, this is the kind of layouts that clients are generally wanting at the moment, because you can imagine right now what's rubble, what's sand. You can imagine having a swimming pool, water features, sunken seating areas that would make quite an impression as soon as you step through your front door. And that's what people want. I think older properties, the problem, well, a lot of people are doing renovations on these types of properties, but the problem that we have is once you step through the front door, you don't get straight to the action. You know, you have to go through a passage or 2 or 3 different passages to be able to enter the property to get to the living space. So I love the way that this comes together and the design elements that come with it. So I mean, it's hard and difficult to sort of imagine the space with furniture, but let me give you a rundown. This would normally be set up as a formal greeting area. So people will normally have more formal furniture over here. On the right-hand side, you have a dining area in front of this show kitchen. Now, what's important to remember, so this is a D2 type. When you come from a 4-bed, which is a D1, this is the first introduction to having a dirty kitchen with the addition of the show kitchen. So, dining area here, formal living space, that double height foyer area, and then you come to the living space. Good size that you can customize to your own requirements, TV wall. Essentially, Emo have created a shell, a polished shell, essentially, that you can then customize and you can add your unique touches. I mean, generally everything's quite neutral when it comes down to the colors that they've used, and that's to allow you to add some personality. So coming back into the foyer area, we'll have a look around towards the service quarters, but you come through this way to the first bedroom. So this would be a bedroom downstairs and then the powder room. So we'll just have a look in there. You can see the materials that they've used. Again, very neutral for you to add your touches. This first bedroom downstairs, it comes with its own ensuite. And what's quite nice about this particular bedroom is it has access outside. So if you have any guests that are staying with you, this is an ideal space so they can get out into the garden area without having to go through the property. Or this might lend itself well to being a study as well. This is the area that you can entertain. Show kitchen for all the essentials, so you can entertain your guests, enjoy time with family, and then you've got your formal dining area just in front of you there. Now, it is spec'd ready. A lot of people will take this apart and go for very specific styles of kitchens and just enhance that and to make it their own. But you have a beautifully well finished show kitchen here, and then you've got a door that takes you to the dirty kitchen. So this is generally where all the cooking would actually happen. Again, this is the service quarters, so this would be dirty kitchen, just over on this side. Then you've got a utility, a storage area, and it backs all the way into that corner over there. And then if you continue over this way, you come to more storage, accessibility to the garage, and then on the left-hand side you have the maid room. So we'll have a look at the garden now. Essentially, even though it's not been landscaped, it gives you an idea of how the space comes together, and I'll give you a bit of an insight to what the different types of plots of these types of properties would look like. So this being a fully independent villa, you get land on the right side, left side, and of course on the back. Now, it would be quite normal, a normal thing for someone to do would be to raise up the level, so you would have the entertainment space outside on the same level as the property. So you blend that inside and outside living space. This particular plot of land is on the Greenbelt. I mean, they're still in the finishing stages. That's why you see the boards out here, but it is beautiful. I mean, let's quickly just have a look round. So I mean, running down this entire strip, you go through the Golf Place community, and of course you would have all the amenities on this strip. So it's quite a nice location, a little bit more space between the two rows of properties also. I mean, having a look at the design features of this property, a lot of glass, a lot of natural light going to all of the floors. I mean, that's generally what people will look for in a modern property. So this really lends itself quite well. Generally speaking, the space from here to this back gate here would generally be the same. Now, some properties would feature larger plots of land, and that's normally accumulated on the side. So this particular property, in terms of built-up area, is 6,160 square foot. So this type would generally stay the same in terms of the size of the internal space. This one has a slightly larger plot of land, so you get 8,700 square foot, and that space is normally accumulated on this side. I mean, some people will actually put their pool areas over here, but I think, just to create that wow factor when you walk in through that front door is, I think the best place for it to be is just over here. Swimming pool, sunken seating area, barbecue area over here, and then over here you could have a nice green space for kids to enjoy, maybe play a bit of football. Let's go inside. So let's have a look upstairs and see how the space is configured. So downstairs, we've already seen the living space, we've seen the formal living space, we've seen the dining space, seen the show kitchen, the dirty kitchen, the storage. One storage that we did miss which is the one under the staircase. We've seen the first bedroom also. Now we're going to go upstairs and we will see the configuration. Lots of glass. Of course, that contributes to a really modern living environment. So from the landing space, you've got access to that rooftop terrace, and that rooftop terrace is something that we're going to check out last. You've got a lovely bit of joinery work behind here, so that will obviously present well for, you know, any of your personal belongings, pictures of your family, or ornaments. Now, on this side, you have 2 bedrooms either side, and then one just behind this here. So that's 3 bedrooms there. You have a bathroom also, so that's a shared bathroom for 2 of the bedrooms. And then over here you have the master suite. Master suite occupies an entire wing of the property. So let's have a look through. So this is bedroom number 2. Bedroom number 2 looks out to the front of the property. This particular bedroom, like the one downstairs, has its own ensuite bathroom, so you can see through here. Lovely sized stand-up shower. And then if you come through this way, this is the shared bathroom for these 2 bedrooms over here. So you've got soaking tub and you've got a stand-up shower. So this would be the 3rd bedroom, backing towards the Greenbelt. All of the wardrobes would be built in by Imar. And then we'll go over to the 4th bedroom. Again, the wardrobe's already set. Big windows, lots of natural light. Right now it's, of course, an empty community because Golf Place 2 is just handed over. But you can imagine, you know, when you've got people over here enjoying the space, it comes together very nicely. Now it's time to have a look at the master suite. Like I mentioned, it occupies the entire side of the property, so it is quite special. Let's go. Welcome to the master suite. So you have lots of space. I mean, here it's hard to imagine, but I'll help you along. You've got space for a bed. On the opposite side, where you're standing, just here, so that's where you would have space for a dresser, maybe a television unit, depending on what kind of design that you wanted to go for. You've got a large balcony. The windows go all the way up to the top, so you've got this area just to add to the extra effect with the extra height here. I mean, let's have a look quickly outside. I mean, from this balcony, very peaceful. I mean, generally, there's not going, even when people have moved in, you're not going to get a lot of action in these communal areas, because of course, you know, people have a lot more space compared to the other villas that you have in Dubai Hills, so they'll create their own spaces to relax with their friends and entertain. But I mean, that is pretty beautiful, and it goes all the way down. This is one of the highest points of the community, so it's more evident when we go upstairs. You get a pretty spectacular view of the Golf Place community and then all the way to downtown. So coming back in, so I mean, you've got a great space. Again, it's very hard to imagine without furniture, good space. Then you would head over through this door to the master wardrobe. So you've got already built-in wardrobes on the left, and then the right, they're all illuminated with LEDs. This is stuff that you can customize, of course. You know, a lot of people will have specific tastes that they want to account for. I've seen lots of people put doors on the front. I think one thing that's very in is the reflective glass doors. I think it's a nice added touch as well. And then we go to the master bathroom. So you've got a soaking tub, you've got his and her sinks over there with this beautiful unit all the way around. And then you've got a shower over here. Again, dual stand-up showers. And then you've got the bathroom over here. So that covers all of the bedrooms upstairs. That makes a total of 5 bedrooms altogether. Now, I mean, this is one of my favorite parts, and this was only available with the introduction of Golf Place 2. So you have a second set of stairs going to that terrace. So you reach the second level, you've got this landing space over here. You've got 2 doors. This goes to the service side of the terrace. So that would be where your AC units, everything is kept, serviceable items. And then you have the rooftop terrace, which I mean, I love. I mean, this is a beautiful space to enjoy during those winter months or in the evenings in the summer. I mean, some months in the summer, not necessarily all of them, but you've got a lot of space for multiple entertainment areas. I mean, I'd be having a barbecue up here. You could have a fire pit on those colder months. I know to some people it's pretty wild saying cold and Dubai in the same sentence, but it does get cold on summer evenings. So you've got a view directly down that Greenbelt, and then if you turn around, you've got a view towards some of the 6-bedroom properties. 6-bedroom properties, a lot of them are on the golf course side. You can also see the top of some of the buildings. So those are on the other side of Dubai Hills. Golf Place 2, Golf Place in general is well located. So you get to, enjoy, I would say, the more luxury side of Dubai Hills. And then, you're not going to make it out probably on the camera, but I mean, the first day when we actually took photos of this property, there was pretty spectacular view of the Burj Khalifa. You can imagine at night time, with all the lights on in downtown, it's pretty special. I mean, with all your guests up here, entertaining, sharing good memories. So that gives you a good flavor of what a D2 type property looks like. I mean, from the other two types, essentially the facade would generally be the thing that makes the biggest difference, but some of the layouts are slightly different, but small differences. The only thing that's going to vary from property to property is the location within the community. I mean, I was glad to show you this property. We're literally just entering the handover stages. Behind the 6-bedroom properties are, yet to hand over later on this year. I mean, as always, if you feel that you have any questions or you wanted to get some advice in terms of buying here in Dubai, you're more than welcome to get in touch with me. I've left my contact number in the description below, and I'll be happy to hear from you. Take care.